Okay, so rectangular to polar equations. We are going to use all of the same equations to convert that we did in the last section, which are x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared, x is equal to r cosine of theta, and that y is equal to r sine of theta. Now, to go ahead and convert polar equations to rectangular equations, if I have r is equal to 5, what do we know? And what do we want? So what we know and what we want is that x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. We know that r is equal to 5, so we can let x squared plus y squared equal to 25. That's it. That's all we need to do. Go to Desmos, and I want you to go ahead and graph both r is equal to 5 and then x squared plus y squared is equal to 25. You'll see that they are both circles. When the radius is equal to 5 in the polar coordinates, you get a circle with a radius of 5 centered around the pole. Same thing with x squared plus y squared is equal to 25. And that's what we're going to be doing with all of the equations in this particular section. We won't have to graph these, just know how to change from polar to rectangular and rectangular to polar equations. All right, so theta is equal to pi over 4. Now this is a unique one. When you are given the angle, what we have to do is we have to use and take the tangent, because we know that the tangent of theta is equal to y over x, the opposite over hypotenuse. So what we're doing is we want to replace theta. So we take the tangent of pi over 4 is equal to y over. So what do we know? We know that the tangent of pi over 4 is equal to 1. So therefore I know 1 is equal to y over x. Cross multiply, and I get my line y is equal to x. Now let's think about what's going on here. If I draw that line y is equal to x, where does it go? It is right here at y is equal to x. Now, what is that angle there? That angle is 45 degrees, or pi over 4. It's also going to be the same line as if you were to draw that on the polar coordinate. This is 6.4. We are going to be converting from rectangular to polar equations. So we're going to start off with r is equal to 3 secant of theta. We have two base equations that we're going to use all of the time when we do this. The first one is x squared is plus y squared is equal to r squared. And the other one is x is equal to r cosine of theta. Now, when we're looking at this, we have to change the secant into cosine. So now we have r is equal to 3 times 1 over the cosine of theta. We want to go ahead and multiply both sides of the equation by the cosine of theta. That gives us the left-hand side, which is r cosine of theta, which is equal to 3. Now, remember what we said, x is equal to r cosine of theta, so this just means x is equal to 3.